Good morning. Uh, in our previous lecture, this is our fifth unit. We are continuing our second lecture of fifth unit. In our previous lecture, we have discussed briefly on basics of information theory. Okay. There we have talked about the introduction and definition of information theory. Eh? Now we have to discuss about the model of communication system in our this lecture, in our second lecture of unit 5. Okay, so when I'm coming to talk about the model of a communication system, okay, here we should talk about the type of sources and their models. Okay, so for that we are coming for the classification of sources. Okay, for that I want to show you a diagram. Okay, classification diagram. Okay, so see the diagram. Here I want to talk about the different source. Okay, or different types of sources. Okay, so for that I can talk that the sources may be divided into two sources. Based upon the nature of the signal, it may be analog sources or it may be discrete sources. Agree? Again, the discrete sources may be divided into two ways, that is discrete memoryless sources, that is DMS, and another one is stationary sources. Okay, so these two categories are coming under discrete sources. Now coming to the brief discussion, so I want to discuss here analog sources. Okay, so now I am coming to discuss about analog information source. Okay, analog information source. Okay, so here I can tell that communication systems are designed to transmit the information generated by a source to some destination. Okay, when you are talking about the communication system. Okay, then here information sources may be take a variety of different forms, like for example in radio and TV broadcasting, the sources is generally an audio, that is voice or music, or moving images. Okay, here I am talking about what? Radio and TV signal. Radio or TV signal. Radio or TV signal. So when I am talking about radio and TV broadcasting, here the information or the source are generally what? The source are generally what? It may be audio, which is voice or music, and another one is moving images. When it is TV, okay, in that moving images. Getting? So now I can tell that the output of these sources are analog signal, and therefore these sources are called as analog sources. That means whose output are analog, okay, then those kind of sources are called analog sources. Now coming to talk about the next source, that is discrete source. Okay, so I can discuss about discrete source here. discrete source. Okay, so here I want to describe about discrete information source. Okay, so in this source of information, okay, this source of information is a digital computer or a storage device such as magnetic tape or optical disc. Okay, then their output is in the discrete form such as binary or ASCII. Okay, so here I can tell that here the information, okay, source of information is a digital computer. Okay, the source of information in discrete information source, it may be a digital computer, okay, or it may be a storage device such as magnetic tape, okay, or it may be optical disc, or it may be optical disc. Okay, so these are the source of information and their output is in discrete form. Okay, so the output of a computer or it may be magnetic tape or optical disc is what? Is in discrete form, which may be binary or ASCII. It may be the output which is discrete, it may be binary or okay. So hence the sources producing discrete output, okay, I can tell as the source are producing discrete output. So for that we can tell that this type of system is, or this type of source is called as a discrete source. Okay, so thus the output of discrete information sources is in the form of a string binary digit. So the output may be a string of binary digit which may be 10 11 11001 like that. Okay, so now I can talk about the discrete memoryless source, because we have categorized, see the source diagram, there we have categorized the discrete source as a discrete memoryless source, that is DMS, and the stationary source, okay, which is SS. Okay, so now I want to talk about DMS, which is discrete memoryless source. So here I want to talk about discrete memoryless source. Okay, so I can or it is in short form, it is called as DMS. Okay, it is called as DMS. Okay, so here I can tell the discrete source, if the, for a discrete source, if the current output letter or symbol is statically independent from all the past and future outputs, okay, then the source is called a discrete memoryless source. Okay, so here that means what I am telling here, if the output is independent of past and future. Okay, if the output is independent of past and future output, then only this source is called DMS or discrete source or discrete memoryless source or DMS. For example, I can tell if a binary source generate a random sequence. I am giving you example. For example, if a binary source generates a random sequence which is 1 0 1 1 0 0, the example is what? 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 0. Okay, so such that here I can tell that the binary digit is statistically independent of all other digits. Then the source is called as a binary memoryless source. Okay. Then if it is stationary source, because our next source of discrete source is what? Stationary source. Stationary source. So here I can tell if the output of discrete source is statistically dependent on its past or future outputs, then it is called as discrete stationary source. Here when I am talking about stationary source, okay, so here the output of a discrete source is dependent on the past, on its past or future. Okay, so that means here the output of a discrete source is dependent on its past or future outputs. For that, this kind of sources are called stationary sources or discrete stationary sources. Okay, for example, I am giving an example here. For example, okay, a discrete source is the source generating the English text. A discrete source generating the English text. Okay. Now an important property of a discrete stationary source is that the joint probability for any arbitrary length sequence of source output remains same even if the time origin is shifted. Now I can discuss about the mathematical model for the information sources. Okay. Mathematical model for the information sources. For the information sources. Okay, so here suppose I want to talk about that when I am talking about mathematical models for the information sources, I can tell here that the most important property of an information source is that it produces an output that is random. Okay, and in other words, we can say that the source output can be characterized in statistical form or in statistical term. Here the source output is characterized in statistical form. Okay, so here I can tell if the source produces an output which is known exactly, then there would be no need to transmit it. Okay, what I am telling here, if the source produces an output, if we know exactly that kind of source of output, then there would be no need to transmit that output. Okay, now consider the simplest type of discrete sources, which is a binary source transmitting a binary sequence in the form like, for example, 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1. Okay, and thus the transmitted signal consists of only two alphabets, which is 0 and 1. Okay, so we can extend this concept to discrete information source with an alphabet of L possible letters. Say we can write that L possible letters may be possible. Okay, so if we are extending this concept to a discrete information source with an alphabet of L possible letters, we can say that is x1 x2 okay xl. Okay, here we are talking about for an L alphabet of L possible letters, and this source thus transmit a sequence of letters selected from these letters, which is from x1 x2 till xl. Okay, within x1 to xl this will be selected, the sequence of letters will be selected. Okay, so for constructing a mathematical model for a discrete source, we can assume that each letter in the set, which is x1 x2 till xl, has a probability of occurrence equal to pk. Probability of occurrence is equal to what? Pk. Okay, that is pk. Pk is what? Probability of occurrence. Okay, so that means I can write the mathematical model for it, which will be, I can write pk, which will be p x, again I am writing, I can write pk, which will be equal to p x is equal to xk. Okay, and 1 less equal to k less equal to L. Okay, k is within 1 to L, and I can write then sum over k is equal to 1 to L pk is equal to 1. Again I am writing the equation, that is I can write sum over k is equal to 1 to L sum of pk is equal to 1, and this equation represents a discrete source of information mathematically. Okay, where pk is already we have written, we can see where pk is p of x is equal to xk, and that will be k will be between 1 less is equal to k less is equal to l. That means k will be 1 to l. Okay, then only I am writing the formula as k is equal to l pk, which will be the magnitude of this is 1. Okay, so this is the equation represents the discrete source of information. Okay. So that means in this lecture, in today's lecture, we have discussed about different types of sources and their models. Okay, there we have talked about the sources, analog sources, or it may be discrete sources, and again we have talked about the discrete sources and it categorized it. So according to our categorization of discrete source, it may be discrete memoryless source, that is DMS, or another one is stationary source. We have discussed these two sources briefly. Okay, then we have discussed about the mathematical model, okay, or we have derived or we have formulated a mathematical model for the information source, okay, which is of a discrete source of information. Okay, so I think you have cleared about the source of communication and their models. Okay, so this finishes our second lecture. In our next lecture, we have to go through the other parameters of information theory. Okay, and there we have to talk about entropy. In our next lecture, I want to talk about the entropy. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you, students.